let's have a coffee together. Today is the first episode of Coffee Chats. And Coffee Chats, it came to me this morning. I had an idea because I was thinking of the channel, of course, thinking of ideas, thinking of new things for all of you. And I realized I do not have a lot of videos for advanced learners. And there are people asking for C1 level videos, and I want to be able to make more advanced videos. Also because, to be honest, advanced videos mean that I can speak about a ton of different topics, that I can talk about things that are very interesting to you, very interesting to me, and we can really get to explore more things that people like, that I like, and that you like. I want these coffee chats to be exciting. I want them to also be relaxing. Does that make sense? I want you to be able to put this on while you also have a cup of coffee, but I don't want it to be boring. I don't want any of my videos to be boring, of course, but I want these coffee chats to be something special. Because if you've seen my videos, if you've seen videos that I've made, you know I love coffee. And something I really love to do is I love to have conversations while I have a cup of coffee. I like to talk with people. I like to go to coffee shops with friends. And especially when I lived in the United States, I went to a lot of coffee shops with my friends, and we spent a lot of time there. It's not the only thing I did in coffee shops. I also did a lot of homework, and I like to write. For me, one thing I love to do is I love to write. I love to write stories. I love to write poetry. Writing for me is a great way to relax when my mind is going crazy. For me, it's the way to organize my thoughts, no? And so that's the thing for me. When I think of coffee, when I think of coffee shops, I think of ideas, I think of exciting things, I think of making connections with people, making interesting things, working on creative projects, and coffee chats made a lot of sense to me. Speaking of coffee, let's have a sip. Excellent, as always. My girlfriend, she hates when I make that noise when I drink my coffee or when I drink anything. But don't worry, I don't think she's gonna watch this video. And if she does, I'll get in trouble. Now, these videos, I want them to be super natural. There is no script. Of course, before I make the video, I like to think a little bit. Obviously, I knew the first coffee chat, we had to talk about coffee. And maybe also my mug today. But I want them to be natural. I'm speaking right now how I would speak to a native speaker. I'm speaking quite fast. I'm speaking quickly. And if this is too hard for you, that's okay. Go back, keep watching intermediate videos, watch a lot of comprehensible input, and until you're ready to reach this video, till you're able to understand 70, 80% at least, right? At least. And that's okay. That's okay. But I want you, the learners, I want you that are acquiring English to have a place to listen to someone that'll explain things, that'll repeat things, that is not all the way to native content, and is a little easier to understand. So it's the last step till you're ready for native content, right? And that's what these advanced videos are for. These are the final step, right? Okay, I digress. Let me go back to what this is all about. Now you know why we have coffee chats. And let's get to the first topic, coffee. Now, I want to start with my coffee mug, because one thing that I really love are mugs. I don't know why, I love a good coffee mug. And this is one of my favorite coffee mugs. And it was actually a gift. Now, this dog right here, is not a random dog. It's not just a picture of a dog. This dog right here was my dog that I had for 11 years, and her name was Lily. And Lily, oof, Lily was a very special dog. Lily and we grew up together because I got Lily when I was, I want to say 10 or 11, probably 11 actually. Yeah, when I was 11 years old. And I remember I got her when she was a puppy, and it was the best day ever, you know. Uh, Lily and we kind of chose each other. She chose me, I chose her, and we grew up together. When I went to college, when I moved cities, I couldn't have Lily for the first year because I lived in dorms. And dorms are for students at university, normally first year students, but you can live in the dorms the entire time you're studying. It's a place just for students, right? And there's no pets, even though some people had pets. Maybe one day we'll do a coffee chat about living in dorms. Um, Small pets, of course, things that they could hide, of course, because there's a lot of rules. Ah, but after my first year in the dorms, Lily, I brought her to Las Vegas because I moved into a house. And she lived there with me until, sadly, we had to put her down. We had to put her to sleep, which is a nice way of saying when she died, right? Because she was old and she was in pain. So it's okay. It was very hard for me. And since then, I have not had another dog. My family has dogs, but me, no. And there's nothing, right now, I don't want to have a dog. I'm okay. But I love this mug because it makes me think of Lily. And Lily, every morning we would get up, and of course, I would make a cup of coffee and I would feed Lily. I would give her breakfast and she would eat breakfast so fast. She would, she would eat it like that and it was gone. And then she would sit down and she'd watch me make my coffee. She'd watch me make my coffee, have a sip, because she didn't want the coffee. No, she wanted to go outside. And then once I had my coffee, Lily, she ate. We would go on a walk. We would go on a walk so she could go to the bathroom, of course. And we would go on a little morning walk. We'd come back to my apartment and I get up early. I like to get up early because I like to have slow mornings, and I would grab my book and Lily would sit next to me on the couch and I would read and I would finish my coffee with Lily next to me. And it was the best. I loved having Lily in the morning, and we had our routine because we did it every morning. It didn't matter if I had work or school or, well, swimming, that's different. But after swimming, at the weekends, holidays, we had our routine. And it revolved around that morning cup of coffee. And for me, like I said earlier, coffee to me is a synonym. It means the same thing as connection. Because when I have coffee, I like to be with people. When I have a cup of coffee, I like to talk to people. Or I also love to have coffee alone with a book, which to me is a type of connection as well. You connect with a book, you connect with the person who wrote the book, right? Or with myself, even connect with myself, because when I have a cup of coffee, maybe I'm reading or maybe I'm writing, maybe I'm watching videos of comprehensible input. It can also be time for myself, which we call in English me time, right? Me time just means time where you get to do what you want to do. I warned you, these videos are natural. So the topic is probably going to change here or there. But the thing is, for me, with coffee, why I like to have coffee with people is normally it's a moment to stop. It's a moment to stop in your day. In our day to day, we're going, 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 and it's a pause. It's that moment to, hey, want to grab a cup of coffee? For example, at work, a lot of people have started to have cups of coffee at work as little meetings, and more so to understand what someone else is working on, to stop and talk and maybe even come up with ideas. And it's something that I've really enjoyed. It's something that I love. And so every week we try to schedule, everyone tries to schedule a coffee with at least one person, 15, 30 minutes, where you're able to talk. And so far, I think it's been super valuable. But not just at work, with friends. When's the last time you invited a friend to have a coffee and to just sit there for an hour and talk and connect? I think right now in our world today, we lack, we need it, and we're lacking, we don't have enough of it, is genuine connection, genuine time where you're able to sit and talk with people. And coffee is an excuse. Coffee is an excuse to do that. You might as well have a tasty drink. Or, hey, if you don't like coffee, have any sort of drink like coffee. Have tea, have water, have whatever it may be, soda, juice. But sit down with someone and take some time to pause. I know you're busy. We all are. We're all busy. But I think it does a lot of good. I think it does a lot of good to talk, to connect with people. One more thing about coffee. Let's see. When I started drinking coffee, I was young. I started drinking coffee because I swam. And 3 times a week we had practice in the morning and every afternoon. So normally I would have 9 swim practices a week, 3 in the morning, 4 also Saturday, and then 5 in the afternoon. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I had morning practice. And in fact, there was a point once I was 15, I was waking up at 5 in the, no. I was waking up at 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning. Oof, just hearing 4 in the morning. Hold on. Oof, 4 in the morning. Because practice started at 5 o'clock. And so, of course, I started drinking coffee. At first, with a lot of milk, a lot of sugar, because I was 15, I just started drinking coffee, and I didn't love it. But little by little, I stopped adding milk, I stopped adding sugar, and now I drink black coffee. When I have coffee, it's black. When I have coffee, I don't have milk, cream, sugar, none of it. Nothing. Black. I like my coffee black. However, when I go out for a cup of coffee, sometimes I like a latte, which is coffee with some milk, right? Some warm milk. Especially here in Spain, it's very popular, very, very popular, a café con leche. Or in English, we would just call it a latte, like in Italy, I believe. I don't speak Italian, so if that's wrong, I'm sorry. Hopefully one day I'll speak Italian. But, and drink a lot of lattes there and cappuccinos. There's a lot of coffees. So that's our first coffee chat, which was about coffee. I hope this series is something that you guys like. I hope it's something that you advanced listeners can enjoy. I'm thinking, not yet, give me some time. Give me some time, but I'm thinking of also making this a podcast episode. So for you advanced learners, you can listen to it and just relax with your cup of coffee, go on a walk, whatever. Let me know what you think. If you think it's a good idea, put it in the comments below. And in the comments, let me know, do you like coffee? Do you like coffee? And when you order coffee, when you drink coffee or when you go out to order it, how do you like your coffee? Do you take it black like me? Or do you like it with milk, sugar, cream, with caramel? Put it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to keep watching more videos of comprehensible input right here with English on Autopilot. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.